right, guys. So the first thing I want to get into on this week's episode of the podcast is a guy that is a monster name in Major League Baseball, having a very interesting start to his 2026 season, and that's Fernando Tatis Jr. Now, Fernando Tatis Jr., right fielder for the San Diego Padres, is a superstar in the sport. And I think people who see Fernando Tatis Jr. know that he's one of the best players in the game when he's on. But this season, so far, Fernando has 0 home runs. 0 home runs. Now, he's slashing 243, 319 with a 292 slug with those 0 home runs. He has the second most at-bats in Major League Baseball without a home run, Chandler Simpson being the guy ahead of him. And it is a very unusual season. And you're probably saying, all right, Russ, why is it an unusual season for Fernando Tatis Jr.? Yes, he hits homers, but what makes this any different than any cold stretch? Well, number one, for Fernando Tatis Jr., he's crushing the baseball. He's 99th percentile in hard hit percentage. So what this means outside of the analytics, he's crushing the baseball each and every time he barrels it. He's barreling it up a lot, which is important, right? You want to hit the baseball hard. He's doing that. But here's the downside. He's hitting the baseball directly into the ground. He is pulling the ball in the air at a career low 5.6%. So in modern baseball, getting the ball in the air to the pull side is of utmost importance, right? That's getting the bat head out in front. That's being able to launch the baseball, being able to hit for power, being able to drive the ball, right? So Fernando, who notoriously throughout his career has been able to pull the ball, especially in the air, to tap into that power, has not been able to do that whatsoever. 5.6% pulled fly ball rate. He's hitting the fewest fly balls of his career. On the other side, he's hitting the ball on the ground more than he ever has. Over 50% of the time, ground ball rate for Fernando Tatis Jr. So it's one of those things where you look at the swing, it looks like Fernando Tatis Jr., but the results don't say Fernando Tatis Jr. And one thing that's always been interesting to me about Fernando is he's a guy that tinkers with his swing a lot, even when he's going right. So if you've watched him over the years, he's gone to the big leg kick. He's gone to more of a toe tap as his timing mechanism. He's been a one-hand finisher. He's been a two-hand finisher, especially when his shoulder was popping out a lot. Then he got that fixed, went back to being a one-hand finisher with the swing. So he's a guy that adjusts his swing and swing mechanics a lot. And when you're as athletic as Fernando is, you can get away with a lot of that where other people might not be able to. But right now, it's just not going how Fernando expects. The interesting part about it is the San Diego Padres have been able to sustain that start that Fernando's been able to have. Honestly, as a team, they haven't really swung the bats that well. Manny Machado hasn't gotten going. Fernando obviously hasn't gotten going. Xander Bogaerts, Jackson Merrill hasn't gotten going yet. Yet they are at the top of the NL West, right there with the Los Angeles Dodgers. So they need Fernando Tatis Jr. to get where they want to go. Like for the Padres to be the team that we expect them to be, for the Padres to be the team that they expect to be, like they need Fernando to be an 800 OPS, right? Fernando being a 600, 550 OPS guy, that's not going to get it done, right? Like I think the big part of Fernando's story that you have to tell is we know that he got popped for PEDs, right, back in 2022. And the player that he was paid to be when he got the $340 million deal was the guy that was closer to the 1,000 OPS, 40 homers, etc. We haven't seen that guy, and I don't think we'll see that guy the remainder of his career, but he has showed that he can be an extremely productive player, both offensively and defensively, right? Instead of being the guy that hits 40 homers, he might be the guy that hits 25, steals 35 to 40 bags, and then plays gold glove caliber defense in right field. Actually, was a Platinum Glove winner there. So I think there's a way for Fernando to continue to be productive, but in order for him to do that, he's really going to have to, sooner rather than later, figure out what's going on with his swing, and especially getting the ball in the air a lot more than he's been able to. Now, over the last week or so, he started to go back from the toe tap that he was doing to the leg kick that he's done a decent amount during his career, maybe try to get that ball in the air, launch a little bit more. But that'll be something that we'll have to watch here as we go, because going into the middle of May and seeing Fernando Tatis Jr. with a goose egg in the home run total, that's not something that we're used to seeing. Hey guys, thanks for watching this episode of The Relay with Russ Dorsey. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And if you have a question for me, be sure to drop it in the comments below, and we'll catch you again here next time.